Many shelters are at max capacity right now. Join hands and Scotty G at the Humane Society of Utah with Best Friends Animal Rescue at 4242 South, 300 West in Murray. They'll be there Wednesday from noon to 3 and help more animals find homes.
This is my theme song. I adopted it when I was 5. I had it. I said, I'm done with this. This isn't working. I'm changing my personality. And I said to myself, yep.
There it is.
It's worked for me.
Question about our Facebook page. Multiple reports said Danny Ainge did not know the Jazz inclusion in the big trade actually involved helping the Lakers get Luka Doncic. OMG. Can you believe it? My initial reaction was no.
I don't believe it.
How would they keep that quiet? Now, I've subsequently read stories that both sides were very motivated to keep it quiet.
So what?
So they kept it in a tight
Well, I
circle
know,
and
but
kept
the
it quiet.
implication there is, oh my gosh, he's a bumbling old man who turns 66 next week, and he doesn't know what the crap he's doing. And if he would have known, he would have said, oh, I'm not doing that because I'm from Boston and we hate the Lakers. We're extrapolating about 7 different things here.
Yeah, I didn't like that last extrapolation. I'm not saying you were doing it because I know what's being done.
Yeah, I know. I got it.
A Celtic
I'm
would have
not
never.
defensive.
A Celtic would have never helped the Lakers. Come on. He's doing what's best for his team. The thing is, I'd always heard that on the list of, because we hear the big game hunting. Okay, when they talk big game hunting, who are they hunting? And I've heard more than once.
Big game.
Exactly. And the list of big game in the NBA included Luka Doncic. He was on the list.
Oh, he's really big. He's like 280 pounds.
As the Mavericks have been all too willing to tell us.
He's a mammoth.
Right?
A mammoth who averages 38 and 8, but okay.
Yeah, just think he got himself a shave. I mean, Shaq could have won more titles if he took it seriously. It ain't about the numbers. It's about the rings, the titles, the championships. So, what's your point?
He wouldn't have helped someone else acquire him because he wanted to acquire him. And that was one of the very reasons they kept it quiet.
There's nobody the Jazz had that would...
Well, that's the thing.
Dallas would want.
That's the thing is that the Jazz whole thing is, hey, we've got all these draft assets.
You don't need draft assets if you're trading Doncic.
The Mavericks didn't want draft assets. They want to win now.
Right.
They've got Kyrie Irving. He's got back issues. They hope he's got 2, 3, 4 years left in him. They need someone right now.
Mitchell's a heck of a player, but you can trade him for draft assets. You can't trade Doncic for draft assets.
And the Mavericks,
not for a team that just went to the finals 8 months ago.
The Mavericks looked around the league and knew that the Thunder and the Jazz had draft assets, but they didn't call the Thunder and the Jazz. They called the Lakers.
Well, I didn't think they call anybody.
Right.
Except the Lakers.
Because they looked around, what do we want? This is what we want.
Yeah, but
for better or worse, that's what they
I don't
wanted.
know that that's the right thing to do.
But do you think it's the thing they did?
Well, that's what we're told, and I have some LA sources that I was texting with last night, and the players had no clue. I'm assured of that.
Mm-hmm.
My guy's telling me that it did catch all, and I know somebody who knows players,
right?
And they had no idea it was coming. But I mean, I would not say don't call OKC if they offered you SGA. I mean, who would you rather have, Doncic or SGA? Doncic's in shape, I take Doncic. And that's nothing. Taking away zero from the other guy.
Right.
That other guy's really good. But I would still take Luka. There's very few players in this league I would not take I would not trade if you gave me Luka. I really can't think of any.
The Joker.
How old's he now?
He's a little older, I think, but not a lot.
To me, there might be 2 guys. The rights to him,
Jokic is 29.
and the number 1 pick, Flag. But nobody knows if they're going to get Flag, so that's impossible right now. Next year, I would seriously think about trading Flag for Doncic. I would be hesitant to do it. But he's not in the league right now, and you don't know who's going to get the pick. So that doesn't really count.
It's a moot point.
Yeah. Now, in a year, it's not. In 2 years and 3 years and so forth. But, I mean, this guy, think about it. He's overweight, and he's still awesome.
Shot him to the finals.
Yeah, literally.
One of the quotes, 33, 9, and 9.
Yeah.
Who cares how much he weighs?
Well, I disagree on that part.
I get it because he's had that.
And he was 25 years old. You know, we're all going through it here. If I exercised as much as I do now and watch what I eat now, if I was 30, I'd be 145 pounds.
Yeah, you'd be ripped.
Yeah, I mean, it as you get older, those things become more of a problem. And so he, as everyone, is going to get older. But for right now, he can do it. But I actually think this is going to be a kick in the teeth for him to get going.
I wondered if he'll turn into a sleek 245-pounder now.
Well, whatever they decide his optimum weight is. He's a big dude anyway.
He is. He's 6'7", so he's not going to be 220.
And he's not
thick.
He's
thick.
Right.
Yeah.
He's just a big dude.
Which he uses to his advantage.
His frame
carries a lot of weight.
He's never going to be Kevin Durant. I mean,
that's where we're all going.
It's not the same frame. So he can carry the weight. You just don't want the excessive weight. And I think here, if I got LeBron over here at 40, looking like he does, I mean, he looks like a jet plane. And you ought to be able to do it. You turn 26 here in a few weeks. So, but I don't know that I would not. I would seriously consider trading anybody. But does Ainge? The whole premise of this bothers me because they're making him. The implication is he's a buffoon.
But if they come to you and tell you, you get a couple second-round draft picks and you get this, I'm not going to tell you the rest of the deal. Do you want to do it? Would you say yes or no?
And it's essentially for free.
It's your team, your moves that you think is best. Yes, because they're not competing with the Lakers. And when they get good, who knows what the Lakers are going to look like? LeBron is not going to be there.
True story.
So you can have a superstar. They had one in Kobe, and they were having a hard time winning until they got the other guy. And then they took off.
In another lopsided trade that the league didn't have a chance to bet
on. Did they win 2 or 3 with him?
They won 2.
2.
They went to 3, but they won 2. The Celtics beat them
the first one, and then they won the next 2. So I don't think Doncic is better than Kobe. The point being that when LeBron is done, let's just go 2 years. Stretch it out even to 3. Doncic still isn't 30. He's still really good. But everybody and their dog needs somebody else. No one is singularly winning it.
You need your second star. Who's it going to be?
I could say you need a second star
and a third,
for sure, but what you need is particular extreme high-level role players to fulfill your role, whatever that role is.
Bring in your Porzingis and your Derek White.
Well, I'm thinking of like Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday.
He comes in, and in that situation...
made a difference.
I think he is the difference.
Elevated them.
But he had to have the other guys.
Yep.
So get that type of player who you already got the top end. And that's what I was talking to my guy in L.A. last night when we were exchanging texts. And he's like, well, where do they go from here?
There's now that the shock and awe stories, like, I can't believe that happened, have been written. That story is being written about both the Mavs and Lakers. They've both got these really intriguing pieces, but do either one of them have a complete team around them? No.
But for the Lakers, I don't think the trade was made for this season. You got a generational dude who's only 26, he'll be 26 here shortly. You have time.
Right.
But once you've got that piece is the hardest piece to acquire. The other pieces are much easier. You put a Walker Kessler on the Laker team right now? Not that Walker Kessler is freaking whomever. I don't even think he's Mark Eaton right now. He's certainly not.
But he fits their need as far as a piece of the puzzle.
Most especially, he would make them so much better. With LeBron and Reeves is decent, and we know the guys they've got, and you stick Kessler there. That's why I say if you're trading in the Lakers, you better get the kitchen sink, because if Ainge gives them Kessler, then he deserves a smack in the back of the head. That is really helping the Lakers. I don't think he helped the Lakers.
Well,
the deal would have been not done if Ainge doesn't accept what they were giving him.
The story said that they were worried about that, and so they had other teams in line if the Jazz decided not to do the deal because they didn't know what was in it.
That's what bugs me about this whole thing that Ainge didn't know is the implication he's coming off looking ignorant. I don't think that's not even close to what the reality of the truth is. Who cares if he didn't know? What difference does it make to him? You know, we're implying, forget that, I'm a Celtic. Well, you're not getting paid by the Celtics now, so you're not a Celtic. You once were, but you're not now. You're the CEO, whatever your title is, over here across the street. And your buddy over here, Ryan Smith, you're trying to help him get even more glory to go with the riches. You're trying to bring a title here. That's his job. And I don't think the thing paints him coming off bad, and I don't understand why that's a story.
Well, I think that portion of the story is that the league was so surprised.
That's fine.
That players didn't know.
But that's not where the story stops.
It doesn't. Someone as big an NBA lifer and insider as Danny Ainge, he didn't know.
Fine.
Right? The fact, like you said.
It's not his business to know.
The fact that the Laker, except his team was involved in the trade.
No, but
the assumption is you would know, but
he wasn't dealing.
I get it. But I mean, the thought that the players didn't know, the video of Durant looking at the phone, finding out about it on the bench. I mean, the game's going on. Budenholzer are sitting there at the top of the screen, at the far end of the bench, and Royce O'Neal was sitting next to him, and they were both just gawking at the phone like, can you believe that?
Yeah, I don't know that other players should know. Maybe guys on the team, LeBron, those types, but they didn't. So be it. And it's not really their business to know. You're gonna sign off. You need a 40-year-old LeBron's approval. Do we need LeBron's approval for everything now?
They need a star after LeBron is done.
And they got one.
And they got one. And they got a guy who's 6 years younger than the guy they dealt. The Lakers' motivation in this is really clear.
Well, yeah. I mean,
what are they going to do after? Well, now we know.
They've got to continue to get the thing going. Keep the thing going, especially there. Oh, my gosh. And the league needs it. The league needs it bad. They've been taking all sorts of hits.
The ratings are down.
Yeah.
Well, the new TV deal is signed.
I don't pay attention to that stuff. I watch what I watch, but I hear what I hear too.
Yeah.
Doesn't. So what? I don't care if the ratings are down.
It's not crisis mode now because they're not negotiating a contract now. They got a big money deal.
The league needs the Lakers to be good. That's just a fact.
Put them out there, love them or hate them. People will watch them.
Yes. And
Lakers,
yeah.
Cowboys, Yankees.
And now they got this dude who can help them be at least relevant. To what level?
Well, that's what they need is relevance.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cowboys haven't won anything forever, but they had 3 straight 12-5 seasons.
I don't think the NFL needs the Cowboys.
Oh, the NFL doesn't need anything. But for the NFL, that's the best example.
I think that's kind of waned, but I have no research to back it up beyond my personal opinion.
What teams were on TV in Utah the most this past season?
I don't know. That's your job.
Yes, I do know.
So don't ask me.
Go ahead and guess. Yuck, you can guess.
The Jaguars.
No.
The Indianapolis Colts.
You guys are a lot of fun.
None of that stuff matters to me. I don't care. I'm going to watch what I watch. I couldn't care less what my neighbor watches. He can watch whatever he wants to watch. There's no bearing on what I'm looking at. So I don't get into that in the least, but I understand its level of importance. All I know is I'm on TV because I'm great.
The Jaguars were on 4 times this year.
It was the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Niners, I'm guessing.
No.
He's going to put in the Cowboys. That's the point he's making.
It's the Cowboys and the Chiefs. 16 of their 17 games are on in Utah.
Okay.
The Cowboys are still pulling ratings and important to people and other teams. But actually, the next team was the Ravens. We're on 13 times.
With Lamar, head coach.
So what?
Yeah.
But that's
You have this like on speed dial?
the hardcore NFL fan.
I had a list. I took a photo of it. I
the
knew one day it
hardcore
would come
NFL
up.
fan can watch any game.
Yep. True story. But nonetheless, the phone rings at TV stations based on what team is or isn't on.
Right, but
What are you doing?
But what
Running
are
the network feed.
What are the other ratings? Suppose those other ratings are much higher. You're not comparing apples to apples here.
Yeah, but in the long run, they know how many teams. You're right, in any one given week. And the ratings can change in one given week just because a game gets out of hand. And people will channel surf to another game that's more competitive.
How many people have the NFL ticket?
I don't know what the number is now.
How many people go to sports bars?
That number.
The Pittsburgh Steelers sports bar in Hermosa.
Yeah,
which I've been to.
There was a story that there's a bar in Philly that shows Chiefs games every week.
Yeah, and they got 500 people in there, and it counts as one person?
In the middle of
what is that?
I think 3 years ago they started changing that, but I don't know that they've accounted
they have no
for that
level of accuracy.
I don't know that they've accounted for that scenario, but I think hospitals started getting measured, and
Hospitals?
Yeah. People watching in hospitals and dorms. I think dorms hadn't been measured.
Dorms?
Yes. Dormitories. Dorms?
Well, that's what you said. I just repeated
but I don't mean. I didn't say dorms with my voice breaking like a 14-year-old.
You were close to it. Well, you had it like it was a big deal. I wanted to add emphasis to amplify your position as the foremost authority on television ratings.
No. All right, DJ and PK, it's 97.5 The Zone. Ooh, here's a little nugget from the Super Bowl. We will get to that next. I know you want to know this about Andy Reid. All you BYU fans out there, we'll tell you next. Stay with us.